presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey. Welcome to Homeschool Podcast. I'm your host, Agostino Zoida. And for those of you that don't already know me, I'm a stand-up comedian. We may have gotten some new listeners because we're now a part of Spreaker, which is a part of iHeartRadio. So if there's anybody being newly introduced to the Homeschool Podcast, welcome. Happy to have you. I'm Agostino Zoida. Like I said earlier, I'm a stand-up comedian. And you know what this show is basically documenting the journey of an artist, a performing artist, or anybody who is fighting for their dream with an uphill battle and sharing their experiences. So the way I like to put it is, think of your absolute favorite stand-up comedian. I don't know, take Joe Rogan or your Dave Chappelle, and they all have great shows now or great stand-up specials now, and you get to go watch them now. But wouldn't you have liked to have heard the journey as it was happening? So that's what this show is. I come back from doing a gig, and I tell you guys, I'm not gonna, the truth. If it went great, if it went awful, what I learned, what I didn't learn, why did it go bad? I have great guests on that are comedians or performing artists or anybody who's an entrepreneur. And, we've been going strong for years now. It's episode 400 and something. And welcome to the show. First off, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who came out to my shows this last week in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere. I did, guys, it was a long week. I was there Monday the 6th through Sunday the 12th, so I was there 7 days, and in that 7 days, I did 9 shows. I was scheduled to do the 8 o'clock show every single night at the Strat, but a couple nights they asked me to stick around and do the late show too, which I did, and of course they threw me extra money for that because that club is awesome. They respect comics, the LA Comedy Club, located inside the Strat in Las Vegas. I would say it's like the only real true comedy club in Vegas. I mean, there's a lot of great rooms inside all the other casinos. They just opened a Wise Guys there, which, Wise Guys from Utah is a great comedy club that has great acts on the weekends. But I'd say LA Comedy Club in Vegas is like by far like the real nitty-gritty comedy club because they get great acts in. They got 3 shows a night. You go see a different variety at 6, and then you see the 8 o'clock is whoever they flew in, like myself, and then the 10 o'clock is someone else. They got Butch Bradley every night, or they got Brett Ernst from Cobra Kai on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But not only that, they're growing up-and-coming comics. Like if you're a local comic in Vegas, they're growing, and it's one of the few clubs that do. That's what I mean by a real club. So they're good people. They take care of artists, and they respect artists. So if you came out to one of those shows last week, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I had a blast. Vegas, you're fucking savages. Of course, if you come to a show in Vegas, you either live there or you're from somewhere else in the world. I met people from all over. I met people from Scotland, Ohio. People come from all over the world to go to Las Vegas. I'm not sure if I buy into the whole monkeypox thing, but if it did exist, I have a feeling you would catch it in Las Vegas. That's what I feel like. I went to the pool at my hotel. I mean, that's definitely where monkeypox is going to be living. Is in the Las Vegas pool. I was in the pool for a little while and I had to get out. I saw like someone's eyelash floating by. I went to 2 different pools. You got one on the 8th floor. That's for everybody, families, kids. There's a bunch of fat kids with their titties out. And then if you go up to the 24th floor, that's like the adults only, 21 and over. I go, let me go there. I don't want to be around screaming kids and stuff. But then you go up there, it's even worse. Now you got old ladies with their titties out. It's just a straight up topless pool. And the people that are topless are not the ones you want to see topless. So, but overall, it was a great week. And I'll tell you guys, I'm exhausted. I'm freaking exhausted. I mean, 9 shows in 7 days, and I know this show is for artists, so I'm just sharing the experience with you guys. I drove Monday the 6th. I drove from LA, so it's a 4-hour drive. I get to my hotel, unpack, unwind, shower, go do the show. Was there 7 days. My wife flew out my wife met me. She flew out on Saturday morning, so I was able to spend Saturday morning with her and Sunday with her. And then Sunday night after my last show, I drove home at night. I got home at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Next morning, went to work, Monday morning. For those of you that still work a day job and following the dream, you understand that hustle. That's what it is. It's that constant hustle. There's always on the move, always. There's no time to not be tired, you know? It's like something's going to hurt. You're either going to hurt your career, you're going to hurt your day job, your bank account, your relationships. Something's going to hurt, and you have to give everything 110%. You know, I give my all to my career and my relationship and with my wife and home with my dog, and then whatever's left over is podcasts, writing. I should be writing more than, you know, a big chunk should be going to that, but anyway, those of you who work a day job, you know that's what it is. And that's another thing I've learned from doing the road for years, is what you learn from doing the road. I owe Joey Diaz a big thank you. I was thinking about it today. I actually talked to him this morning, but it didn't come up. But I was thinking about it today, and I owe him a big thank you. Something that he gave to me that money can't buy is road experience and learning things. Like everything I learned about how to travel as a comedian smartly was with Joey. Like if you want to be a great comic, you gotta get on stage every night. You know, you gotta get as much stage time as possible, and comics know that, and any artist and performer knows that practice makes perfect. But I know that it's really hard to get that road experience. So, man, I owe Joey Diaz a huge thank you for that, because he started taking me on the road early on. I think I was maybe only 4 or 6 years into stand-up when he started taking me to and open the shows and MC and then feature. And I learned everything from traveling with him. You know, I learned which flights to take. You know, you always take the first flight out because there's less likely of delays. You make sure you get in time for your show. You know, there's no misunderstandings. I learned things like, you know, foods to avoid because you don't want to risk getting sick and have to cancel shows while you're traveling. You know, like if you're in a town like Vegas or somewhere not near an ocean, you don't get seafood. You know, I remember one time being on the road with him, and I ordered a breakfast sandwich, and they go, "You want it sunny side up or you want it scrambled?" And I said, "Let me get it scrambled." And Joey goes, No. You get it sunny side up." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Because you want to see the yolk. If you order scrambled, they could be giving you fake egg. But if you get sunny side up, you at least know it's real. It's a real egg, and you're less likely to get." So you want to make sure that you're getting quality shit. So all this shit I learned, but I'll tell you, another thing I learned is ready to get the fuck out of there, ready to go home. I have always done that. I learned it from him. You know, before your last show, you're in the hotel, you pack everything. Your bags are ready to go. And then if you're driving for the gig, that last show, everything's packed. Like I'm packed. My suitcase is already in the car. My car is parked outside the comedy club, facing the direction of home. And so that's what I did in Vegas. You're you know, working the whole weekend, or you're working a whole week somewhere that you drove to. Now you're about to drive back. You go on stage, you do your last show, you get your paycheck, and you run off into the car and you start driving. I was home by 1 a.m. So thank you guys. Those are a couple of things that I've learned. I should do a whole episode about things I've learned on the road and how to travel smartly for live entertainers, including with how to get booked on the road. I know that's a question I get most by up and coming comics, is like, how do I get, you know, a headliner to take me with him on the road so I can get that road experience? We should do a whole episode about that, but another time. Really quickly, before I get into it, I want to, since we're talking about road stuff, here's what I got for you. There's a possibility I might go to Denver at the end of the month, but right now it's in limbo. The date hasn't been locked in yet, so I won't even say the date. But June 27th, I'm in Sacramento. Specifically, I'm in Folsom, California, in Sacramento County. It ain't that far from Sacramento. I know the area. My sister lives in Roseville. It's about 30 minutes from her. Sacramento, I don't know, maybe another 20, 30 minutes. Folsom is like where Johnny, yeah, I think it's where Johnny Cash got arrested or something like that. That's what it's famous for. So I'm excited. I was there for Valentine's Day, but this is gonna be dope. I'm doing the same venue, but they're outside. Their outside is way bigger, so we can fit more people. And by the way, guys, it's already halfway sold out. So listen, we're welcoming the summer. I'm getting summer dates for you. So this is the start off to my summer. Is Sacramento, guys. It's an outdoor show. There's fire pits. You can see, I'm bringing Nick Guerra with me, so you're going to get like 2 headliners in one show. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you get your tickets. I'm coming to town. It's a Monday night, so it starts at 8 o'clock, so you got time to make it after work, but it ends at 9:30, so I got you home by 10, you know what I mean? So it'll be fun. Like I said, it's halfway sold out, so make sure you guys get on that. And that's pretty much all I got for you right now. But I'm lying to you. I'm waiting on the confirmation of a date in Maui, Hawaii. I'm going back. I'm waiting for the confirmation on Little Rock, Arkansas. I'll send you guys those dates as soon as I have them. And then September, I know for a fact I got September 15th in Omaha, Nebraska, and September 16th in Lincoln, Nebraska. But there you go. Right now, tickets are on sale for Folsom. That's what I got for you. If anything changes about the other dates, if I get them locked in, I'll let you know. So that's it, you guys. It's been a while since I picked up where I left off on the Oscar Goes To category. If you guys aren't following along, I was doing a episode every now and then where I started at 1973, I believe, and worked my way, and then we were doing whole episodes of and what we're doing is all the movies that were nominated that year. We're just reading them, saying if we agree with it or not. Some of them I've never seen, and people suggest to me that, hey, that's one you gotta see, which has been fun. It's been great. And then we have been sneaking them in episodes too. So this is kind of half, me telling you guys a little bit about Vegas and how that gig went, and half the Oscars. So I left off. We last did the year 2000. Let's pick up at the year 2001. All right. Here's what was nominated in 2001. Chocolate, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Aaron Brockovich, Gladiator, and Traffic. What a year. What a great year. I personally never saw Chocolate or Aaron Brockovich. I know people really like those movies. I can see how they got nominated. I can see how Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon got nominated. But again, for me, that's one of those movies that's not a rewatchable. It's something that was epic at the time. Everybody was talking about it. You had to see it. It was good. But I don't think it's something that goes back, that you would watch over and over and over again. And the winner, if you guessed it, by the way, was Gladiator, which, by the way, I think in this case the Oscars got it correct. That is, I would say, that and Traffic are probably the most rewatchable in this list. But personally, Gladiator is one of my favorite films. I remember I saw it with my father in theaters. It was a great movie-going experience. I was young, like a young teen. It was... but it was still epic. It was an epic movie, long, great acting, great story. Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix. Are you kidding me? What a phenomenal fucking movie. And to tell you the truth, I've probably seen it 2001 times. It's so good. I remember my father and I had such a good time that years and years later, for a Father's Day gift, so in honor of Father's Day, I remember I got my dad, I found it online. It was a replica of the helmet that Maximus wore, Russell Crowe's character, which was the coolest helmet. And I remember in the movie, when they were showing all the helmets, Russell Crowe picked that one, which of course he picked because it covered the face the most, and he had to hide from Joaquin Phoenix. But I remember my dad leaning over going, that was the coolest helmet anyway, and he picked that one. And for Father's Day one year, I got my dad the replica helmet, which I still have. It's fucking really cool. But anyway, yeah, I think they got it right in this case. Best actor that year, you got Javier Bardem, Before the Night Falls. I never seen Before the Night Falls, but I got to tell you, I'm really liking Javier Bardem lately. You know, he's a really good actor. I really enjoyed his portrayal of Desi Arnaz in the recent Being Ricardo's movie. I thought he should have won, actually, Best Actor for that. I actually really like him in the Pirates of the Caribbean 5. I think he's a great character. But anyway, I've never heard of Before Night Falls. If you guys think it's something that I should check out, let me know. So he was nominated for Best Actor. Russell Crowe was nominated for Best Actor. Tom Hanks was nominated for Best Actor for Castaway, which I find it very interesting that Castaway is not nominated for anything else. Personally, I think Castaway should have been nominated for Best Picture. It's another one that I probably have watched over and over and over again. It's one of those movies that you can just keep watching. You can watch it with the whole family. It's a great story. You'll laugh, you'll cry. I don't think it would have beaten Gladiator, but I can't believe it didn't get nominated at all. But Tom Hanks got nominated for Best Actor. That's about it. We've got Ed Harris for Pollock. Never seen it. Jeffrey Rush for Quills. Never seen it. I don't know. Should I watch any of those, you guys? Jeffrey Rush is great. And if you didn't guess, Russell Crowe won Best Actor. I didn't see those other ones besides Castaway. Tom Hanks did a great job in Castaway, but I still agree. Russell Crowe, well deserved. Well deserved. This is why you can never trust like critics and Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. When I don't know about you guys, like I know a lot of people like check the scores and stuff before they go see movies. I always check like critics and audience and kind of gauge off that, because you can't check one or the other only. Like for example, I always use this as an example, is that Gladiator is not highly reviewed. Like, how is it not like in the high 90s? I haven't looked at it in a while. I think the last I checked it was like 60s, 70s. Like, I don't even understand. But that's from critics. So what I do is I always look at like critics, which usually they get it like way wrong. I wouldn't say they're the opposite of audience, because audience doesn't always get it right either. So I can't really trust either or. But so like critics, I get it way wrong. I think the audience gets it way closer. But I also know the audience, like the masses, the general public is very stupid, so I don't 100% trust their opinion either. Like, the intelligence of people. Am I right? People are just whatever with flashing colors you put in front of them and tell them to like it. They'll usually like it as long as it's not ass fuck boring. So there's that. And then, so anyway, that's what I'll do. I'll go and look. All right, what's the critics? Okay, and then I go, what's the audience? And if you got both high, it's probably phenomenal. If you got both low, it's probably trash. Example is I just saw Jurassic World Part 3, The Dominion, the new one that's out in theaters right now, and I think it's like 30 something, which is really a low score from critics. But it's at like a high 70s, which for an epic movie like that is still low for audience. An epic movie like that should be at least 80s, close to 90s. I think we all expected like at least a 90 or 89 because it's Jurassic World 3, The second one wasn't that good. They got the director back from the first Jurassic World, and and it was just higher, It was the fact that it's like 70s is low for a public, so you already know it's bad. I saw it, I didn't like it at all. I thought it was ass fuck boring. I don't even know what that means, ass fuck boring. It's just me throwing out extremist words, ass fuck, outrage words. How fucking bored I was. Anyway, moving on. By the way, I'm gonna take a quick break here to tell you guys that if you haven't already, I do talk about movies on this show sometimes. As you can tell, we're doing the Oscars here. But I have, I have another show called The Movie Stash. If you follow me on Instagram, you can watch the under 5-minute clips. So The Movie Stash is a funny movie talk show hosted by myself and my friend Kevin, who's a filmmaker. And it's a funny review discussion followed by movie trivia, and whoever wins movie trivia gets to choose the next movie that we force the other one to watch and discuss for the next episode. So You can, if you follow me on Instagram, you can watch the under 5-minute episodes, which are just fast, funny, including the trivia, boom, boom, boom. But if you want the longer discussions, you can go to YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube, the Homeschooled Entertainment page. Just go to YouTube, search Agostino Zoida, you'll find it. I'll put links down here in the description. And so those are those will be the longer discussions, the full length of the episode, which are short anyway, half hour. So yeah, and I'm also considering releasing it as a brand new podcast with the full discussion on, like, so you can listen to it as well. But and then that way we'll probably talk less about movies here on Homeschool Podcast. But anyway, best supporting actor that year: Benicio del Toro for Traffic, Jeff Bridges for The Contender. Never seen The Contender. Jeff Bridges is great though. William Dafoe for Shadow of Vampires. I love William Dafoe. Albert Finney for Aaron Brockovich. Never saw it. Don't know who that is. Joaquin Phoenix for Gladiator. And it went to Benicio del Toro for Traffic. I think well-deserved, but I'm not going to go ahead and say 100% that the Oscars got it right, because I would have gone with Joaquin Phoenix for Gladiator. But you know the Oscars. It's all politics. Everybody's got to get a trophy. Gladiator already got Best Actor, Best Picture, so they got to spread the wealth. Best Actress went to Julia Roberts for Erin Brockovich. She went up against Joan Allen for The Contender. Juliette Binoche, is that how you say it? Binoche for Chocolate. That's it. Let's keep going. Supporting Actress. Let's see, is this worth talking about? Frances McDormand for Almost Famous. She didn't win. Billy Elliot for Julia Walters. I don't know these. Kate Hudson for Almost Famous. 2 Almost Famous supporting actresses. Neither one of them won, though. It went to Marcia Gay Harden for Pollock. Never saw that movie. I wonder if I should look into what it's about. Best Director. You've got the movie Billy Elliot, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I could see how that would get nominated. Erin Brockovich, Gladiator, Ridley Scott, of course. Traffic. It went to Traffic. Best Director went to Traffic, not Gladiator. Ridley Scott. Interesting. There you have it, guys. 2001. Now I feel like watching Gladiator. Let's go ahead and do one more. By the way, there's a couple, just because we're a part of Spreaker now, which is a part of iHeartRadio, you guys notice there's a couple little quick ads in there now, but they're very, very short. They're only a few seconds. So thanks for bearing with that. We got to do something here at Homeschooled Entertainment to keep the lights on. Let's do 2002, shall we? Here's what's nominated: Moulin Rouge, A Beautiful Mind, Gosford Park, In the Bedroom, The Lord of the Rings, which I believe is The Fellowship of the Ring. I've seen the first Lord of the Rings. I don't know if The Fellowship is the first one or not. I'm not a giant fan of that franchise. Maybe that's the first one, I would assume. So, I've seen that. Never saw Moulin Rouge, but I know of it. Not my thing. In the Bedroom, never saw it. Gosford Park, never saw it. I saw A Beautiful Mind, which won, by the way, if that was your guess. That won Best Picture. I would say it was a very well written, I don't know if perfectly executed, told story, but I remember it being a very good story, being really good. I never saw it again. I saw it in theaters with my family. We had a relative who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and a close relative. So the whole family saw it. We cried a little bit. Good story. A little boring at times for me. I was a young kid, though. I probably should rewatch it to reevaluate, but I mean, between what I'm seeing here, I could see how that won. Best Actor that year. You've got Russell Crowe for A Beautiful Mind. Russell Crowe again, nominated 2 years in a row. I Am Sam, Sean Penn. Will Smith for Ali. Tom Wilkinson for In the Bedroom. And Denzel Washington for Training Day, which, of course, Denzel Washington won. It's always deserved when Denzel Washington wins. He's a phenomenal actor. I mean, he was great in Training Day. Personally, I think Russell Crowe was phenomenal in A Beautiful Mind. But honestly, if I had to choose one, I'm going to go with... I think Sean Penn, I Am Sam, should have won this. If I can be completely honest with you. You know what, guys? I recently tried to watch Ali for the first time, and I turned it off like 45 minutes in. That was a hella fucking boring movie. No offense to Muhammad Ali, and But I mean, for me, I just think it's the director's choices. I mean, it opens with this long ass fucking song montage that just felt long as shit, and that was the opening. Didn't get into anything interesting right away. And then this, the next thing you see is a lot of, which I mean, I don't mean any offense to Muhammad Ali, but it was a lot of Cassius Clay, if you will. It was just getting into like the religious part, but obviously I wasn't expecting it to open up to be an only boxing movie. I mean, I know the story, so I don't know. It was just really hard to get through to me. It just wasn't entertaining at all. But anyway, I'm gonna say Sean Penn should have won that one. But Will Smith is a great actor, like him or not. Personally, as a personal person, I used to like him a lot. Now I don't that much. Everybody's going to say, ever since the Chris Rock slap? No, ever since Scientology and his fucking weird-ass relationship that he made public with his wife. Let's see what else. Best Supporting Actor, we've got for the movie Iris, Ethan Hawke for Training Day. He didn't win, though. It went to Jim Brodent for Iris. Ben Kingsley was nominated for Sexy Beast. Ian McKellen for The Lord of the Rings. Jon Voight for Ali. Best Actress, you got Judi Dench for Iris, Nicole Kidman for Moulin Rouge. You got Sissy Spacek in The Bedroom, Renee Zellweger for Bridget Jones' Diary. Really? She was nominated for that? Halle Berry, of course, won for Monsters Ball. Let's see. Jennifer Connelly won Best Actress for A Beautiful Mind. Best Director, you've got Ron Howard for A Beautiful Mind. You've got Ridley Scott for Black Hawk Down. Robert Altman for Gosford Park. Peter Jackson for Lord of the Rings. David Lynch for Mulholland Drive. Never saw that one. It went to Ron Howard for A Beautiful Mind. Interesting. Okay. So, I think of everything I mentioned from 2002, I think that I Am Sam is my go-to movie, even though it wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. It was only nominated for Best Actor, Sean Penn, which I think he should have won. And I think it should have got nominated for Best Picture. There's one more thing I want to check really quick, if you guys will bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to Google one thing. Yeah, okay, so next... Yeah, so it's not this one. So next time we're going to talk about... I'm not going to do it now. We're going to talk about 2003 next time. This is what I wanted to check, because I wanted to talk about Catch Me If You Can, which is one of my favorite films, and it was not nominated for Best Picture, which is extremely surprising. And I was like, I know that's a 2002 film, but it was made in 2002, which means it'll be in the 2003 Oscars. So we'll discuss that next time. And that's it. I'm just going to read those 2 years for now. But besides that, like I said, thank you everyone for your support, especially everybody who came out to the shows in Vegas, or if I just newly met you in Vegas. It was great. I had a great time, great shows. And I'll tell you guys one more thing before I go that I learned. I got to leave you with something else that I learned from Vegas. If you know me at all, if you've been following along, for the last 2 years I've been headlining. Before the pandemic, I would maybe here and there get a headline gig. Here, there, 45 minutes I could squeeze out. But really after the pandemic, like 2021, I really started to get a lot of headlining gigs. And I started to still do... In 2020 and half of 2021, I was still doing some feature gigs for certain headliners I agreed to go with because I just enjoy working with them. But overall, I told myself I'm going to stop doing that because I just didn't like opening for people. I didn't like people telling me to tone it down. I don't like people telling me what jokes I can or can't do, things like that. So I was featuring in Vegas this week. I took that because, and it wasn't, a headliner didn't ask me to open for him. It wasn't that. It was the club asked me to feature that week. And I'm trying to get it in good with the club because I believe that I can headline there soon, and I think they will headline me there soon. So I think this is their process. Watch a feature a couple times. So that's the only reason why I agreed to do it. Plus, it's not bad money to sit there for the week. They give you a free hotel. What have I got to lose? So I'm doing it, and I'll tell you what I've learned. I brought some shirts with me to sell, which is a great way for comedians, artists to try to get a little extra income when you're on the road. I have found that trying to sell shirts on the road is sometimes it helps pay for your air travel or your hotel or even a comic I bring with me to open. It helps pay for that. So it's great. So I brought shirts with me. I'm there in Vegas the whole week. I ordered shirts. I go to sell them. And, one night I did okay. I sold like 4 shirts. And the next night I forgot to bring the shirts with me on stage, like one to show people. And I didn't even do the joke. And then the night after that, I did the bit, and then I didn't sell anything. So now we're talking about 3 shows in a row here. In total, I've only sold 4 shirts from the one show. So what I've learned was that if you're, at least the bit that I have for the particular shirts I'm selling, it's not good to do when I'm only doing like a 25-minute set. It only works if I'm doing a 45 to an hour, like I'm headlining. And it's because the shirt I have is my tour shirts. My tour is called Only Love Could Save the World Tour. And I got a whole bit about it, about a baseball bat, It's a long bit. You guys have to come on the road and watch me see it or wait for the special to come out. But it's a good bit about Only Love Can Save the World, which is a great tour name, but also is a funny bit about it. So I got the tour logo. It's on the shirt, but it has to do with the joke. But in order for me to tell the bit, it's a little longer, and the setup has to bring the room down a little bit. It has to get me to talk about current events a little bit, which I totally get away with doing when I'm doing a longer set after murdering for a while. But then, if I'm just doing the feature spot 20-25 minutes, I was crushing, and then all of a sudden I'd have to bring him down to do the shirt sale. Not to mention the headliner was also selling shirts. So everybody's buying his shirt. By the time he did his 45, they forgot about my 20-minute set. And then I wasn't really selling shirts. And not to mention I was bringing the room down right before he went on, which is not my job. My job is to fucking keep the room up for him. Or her, whoever the headliner is this week. It happened to be him. So I decided after that 3rd show, I'm not going to try to sell shirts no more. I'm not even going to do the bit. I'm just going to give it my all, which I'm glad I did because the owner of the club, who hadn't been there all week, showed up at one point, started watching my sets, and I was just giving him fucking fire, my set, without trying to sell nothing. I hate having to sell shirts. I hate it. I wish I didn't have to. I wish I could just sit there and sorry guys about the heavy breathing. It's summer is here. I record in my garage, which is really, really hot. I think I got like a little bit of half a cold from Vegas, which like I'm not like contagious or anything. It's just from being, it was 110 in Vegas, and the only time I went outside, whether I want to go get out of the casino for a while, so I'm not depressed for being in a casino 7 days. So I go out, eat, look around at something, but it's so hot, and you come back in and the air conditioner's just on everywhere. Casinos, your hotel room. So it's just like hot to cold, and I'm constantly in the AC running the entire time. Hotel and the casino. Then the fucking nasty ass, eyelash pools in Vegas. I got a little cold, but anyway, hard to breathe here in the garage. It's getting hot. I've been here too long. We're wrapping this up anyway. Like I said, it's great to sell merch to help pay for your flight and stuff like that, but God, I really hate it. I really do hate it, you guys. I wish that... Sorry, I think I'm going to pass out in here. Jesus Christ, it's fucking hot. Anyway, I wish that I didn't have to sell shirts, but it's great to do. But yeah, I don't like murdering and you see me up there in the spotlight and I, a star of the show, and then you come off stage and I'm like, hey, buy this. I hate that shit. So if you can, support a comic, buying a shirt online. It's always great. For me, you can go to homeschoolpod.com, click on merch, the shirts are there. But that's what I learned, you guys, is, if you're doing a bit, especially for the cost of trying to sell a shirt or something, and if the headliner already sells shirts, which, by the way, I checked with him if he was cool if I did. Always ask the headliner if they're cool you sell shirts. And he said it was, but still, he was selling shirts. The bit takes too long. It has a huge payoff in the end, but still, there's not enough time for me to get to it. So if you're doing something like that, and you're featuring, yeah, they got to be a quick sell, a quick joke, and it's a great, brilliant t-shirt to sell, fine. But if it's, I just decide I'm not going to do it unless I'm headlining one. So that's another thing I learned. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have questions. You can always contact me if you want me to elaborate more on some of this stuff I'm talking about. It's homeschooledpod.com. Click on contact. I get those emails. And that's it, everybody. Like I said, get your tickets right now for Folsom, California, Sacramento, California. It's June 27th. It's halfway sold out, so hurry up and get your tickets. And then besides that, I got some more dates coming at you. As soon as the dates are locked in, I'll keep you guys posted, which you should be following me on social media. Twitter, at Agostino Zoida. Instagram, at Agostino Zoida. Please subscribe to the YouTube. I sure could use it. And that's it, everybody. Please continue to come back here. Subscribe to the show. Come back here where we document the journey. And don't forget that only love could save the world. I'm Agostino Zoida. This is Homeschool Podcast. I'll see you next time. Peace. Homeschool Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.